So hi Alan.
Yes, hi.
We're here at your AJH booth, your nice little bungalow out in the Bungalow Dorf.
Absolutely, this is Centre Parks. This is it's a little holiday camp, and
Right out in the
absolutely
woods.
loving it. Absolutely loving it.
So we've got a new multi-burst envelope generator, right?
That's right. Yes, we have it multi-burst. We're just launching it at Superbooth. Available in two different panels as well. So that's we have the black panel there, and we have it with a silver front panel, which is that one.
So talk us through it then. What exactly have we got going on here then?
It's a burst generator, but it's a burst generator that includes that produces envelopes rather than triggers. So a quick overview of it: we have 8 different envelope shapes which we can select with the 8-way switch, but we also have voltage control of that as well. So with the envelope CV, we can use 0 to 5 volts to step through the envelopes. And you can have a different envelope per burst in a sequence. Now, a burst sequence can be between one burst, in which case it's just a normal envelope generator, or it can be up to 40 bursts. And we set that with the burst control, and we also have CV control of that. However, the CV control on the bursts only takes effect when a burst sequence is finished. So you can't actually change the number of bursts while a sequence is running, partly because it doesn't really make very much sense. But so that's the number of bursts. It has an internal LFO, which that sets the spacing between bursts, if you like.
Right. Yeah.
But we can also, if we rotate that fully counterclockwise, it turns the internal LFO off, and we can use an external clock, which the clock goes in there, but we can use an internal and an external clock both at the same time.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah. To start, the other controls, the pulse width here actually controls the envelope attack and decay. So if we have it counterclockwise, we have very short, snappy envelopes, and as we increase the pulse width, depending on the envelope shape, the envelope will become slower. Now, if we have something like the sine envelope there, then the pulse width controls the attack and decay of the envelope simultaneously. If we select one of these exponential decaying envelopes, then the attack time will always be super fast, and the pulse width will only control the decay.
Right. Okay. And then as we go around.
Yeah. The odd one out on the envelope shapes really is the pulse, and at first you think that's not very useful, but it's when we explain what the slope control does, then it probably makes more sense.
So you've got a bit of a patch running. You've just got this running into the input of a VCA, right?
That's it.
And then an oscillator coming out. So should we just hear a bit of...
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So that's a burst of, that's 10, a burst sequence of 10 bursts. Now with that, we've got the burst control fully counterclockwise. So what will happen is, the slope control fully counterclockwise. So in that case, what happens is that the first burst in the sequence is only 4% of the level, and it works through till the last one in the sequence is 100% of level. So they'll increase in level as the sequence progresses. If we put the control central at 12 o'clock, then all of the bursts will be the same amplitude. So you can use that for things like machine gun fire type bursts. And then if we turn that fully clockwise, then what happens is the first burst will be loud, and the last one will be quiet. Yeah. So as I say,
so if we had an envelope on the LFO rate and we had the slope all the way up, we could get a kind of bouncing ball sort of effect, right?
Yes, you can, yeah. And someone's going to demonstrate that for us later, but it may not be on video. Okay. the other things it'll do with the trigger, we can trigger it either from the front panel button, as I'm doing here, or we can trigger it from an external gate with the keyboard. So there's the we have two modes. We have one shot and re-trigger. And what happens in one shot mode, once we start a sequence, which is that, further presses of the trigger don't do anything until the burst sequence is ended, and then the trigger becomes active again. So, but if we put it into re-trigger mode, then when we first start a sequence, each press of the trigger, or each incoming trigger, it'll end the burst, and it'll reset it and start from zero again.
So you can get kind of more rhythmical trigger sequences going.
Yeah. And we can do we can make it loop by just putting it. If we put it into one shot mode, and we just patch, we'll say, a fast running clock to it from the VCO, then it'll loop. You can hear it looping there.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so if we go back to the keyboard now, I'll run it from an external clock now. So if we take the clock into the clock input, and we'll just use an LFO. We turn the internal clock rate off, and we start it. Then our we'll do it with a larger number of bursts. And we have obviously full voltage control of things like our internal LFO rate as well. And what we can do is we can use the internal LFO at the same time. So if we just set a so that's with two clocks. That's with both the internal and the external clock running together. But if we take a larger patch cable, and we can gate that on and off. So if we connect this to the LFO CV, we're now controlling the internal LFO rate. In this case, with the gate, 0 to 5 volt gate, and the LFO rate pot becomes an attenuator. So if I have the gate at 0 and we start a burst, then it's just running purely from the external clock.
Right, and then whenever you add
as soon as I add it in, let's just
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can
there's
gate,
lots of possibilities.
we can gate the polyrhythms on and off from that. As I say, we can trigger it externally.
Yeah. So when are you hoping to kind of have these ready for production? Are they is there a roadmap? Are they ready?
They're ready. They're in production now. Just with our distributors. It looks like the first batch have probably already gone because we've had a huge amount of interest in it. But we are building them. We can get the parts. So if they happen to be out of stock, just bear with us. And in a few weeks' time, they'll be out there.
And what is the kind of final price point that you're aiming for?
UK retail is £230 on this.
Brilliant. Well, Alan, thank you very much.
Oh, thanks ever so much. Yeah, have a great show.